Aloha! This is Green Lighting Mr. T. Unfortunately, I was muted during this whole episode, so I'll be doing post-commentary to try and make up for the lack of said commentary. So, I have reviewed the footage a little bit to try and get a glimpse of what it is I'm supposed to be talking about. I know for the start of this episode, I am realizing that I gave myself a lot of extra work because I had previously, in a previous episode, cleared out an entire room for the ability to do a shine spark in it, to then be able to use the shine spark for a later room, and then I didn't use it. Because I just found another place to build up the shine spark, which, after a little bit of practice with it, was alright. It was just a hard one to figure out how to utilize it, because it required me to basically run to the right, to charge it, run back to the left, and like not charge a new one, but like then just get to a place where I could like use a slope to recharge it. It was interesting. So that's where the 2 points align, and it's gonna be jumping around a bit. I was jumping around the video anyways because I'm using this episode to explore parts of the map that I have. Like, there's a couple areas where there's just a single tile that's still unexplored, so this first one doesn't lead to much of anything, and I've become unable to get back up because of the sand, so I wind up having to loop all the way around. But in the meantime, I think, yeah, there was a secret that's slightly up higher, that I realized there has to be a way to get into that secret, because it's like a little tunnel that goes across the room that you can't interact with, like going up and down, but if you get to it from the left to right, you can go use it. So here it is. This is me finding it. I wind up not being able to actually fully utilize what it is, so in a sec you'll see why once I enter it. At the very least it'll be marked on the map for later, but either I need to learn how to do an infinite bomb jump, or there's just an upgrade I don't have yet. I'm praying it's just an upgrade I don't have yet because, well, I don't understand how infinite bomb jumps work anymore. I used to be able to, for the base game, I could do infinite bomb jumps based off of, I would use cues for the timing, like visual cues for the timing based on the way the bombs look, and combined with like the morph ball, how that looked. And both have been like slightly messed with. The bombs don't look the same, the morph ball doesn't look the same. And those things combined means that I no longer know how to do infinite bomb jumps. So, after a while I just give up and move on. But I do give a shot at it for a good while. I mean, there's something else. There was another room that had like some weird thing where I need to do like a shine spark with a morph ball thing, so there's got to be some type of upgrade for the morph ball that I don't have yet. Don't know what it is. So for now, I'm about to look at the map probably and check out the next area. Nope, I'm just skipping right to it. Okay. So over on the left we have another map with a single tile missing. And it turns out to be the top of this glass structure that I found that I cannot break because you apparently have to do that from the inside. I don't remember if there's... I know like in the base game, there's only like one glass thing, and I don't know that there's like a secondary entrance you can use at the time to get into Meridia. You might. Of course, that would mean having to go through all of Meridia, like, from, like, Criteria, and then working way back to that glass structure, and then seeing if you could break it. Not sure how that all worked. If, like, you could break it from the outside or not. But this, is, like, the last of those 3 areas on the map that had a single block missing. And it turns out just to lead up into that area where the reserve tank is, so that it's just, if I had gone this way, I would have found it and gotten it sooner, basically, but I don't know which direction to go in, so I just pick a direction and keep moving. And I go back for the stuff I missed later. So, yeah, Shiny Spark's pretty easy to get to this room with, because you've got 2 of them on the left and right side. The right side's a little easier because you can just run straight into the room and not have to deal with the platform. So. One thing I did find out a little bit later is you can't have reserve tanks if you want to use, what's it called? The Crystal Flash ability. You can't have anything in your reserve tanks if you want to use that ability. Before this game, I had never used Crystal Flashes before. It is solely this game that has made me learn. Well, one, it's a really like niche trick that can only be done at low health, so it's not something you easily learn about. And I didn't fully understand the controls for using it either. As I think was shown in the like 2 episodes ago? Not sure, but at some point I was trying to do the Crystal Flash again and had to go and look up how to do it again, just because I'm so unfamiliar with it. Okay. So now there's those 3 empty tiles on the area to the right. I just head right over there. By the way, I'm gonna get for this after this episode. What I'm trying to say is I'm going to, since I didn't lose, just failed to record the audio for this episode. I'm just gonna give this as a bonus episode, so the next part will be immediately available right after this one. Okay, so this is partly just not filled in because I just never jumped up here, basically. Because this is the other side of that door that I may have had access to for a good long while, but at the same time it may have only been accessible because I beat the mini-boss of this area. Like that snake guy. I actually don't know what that enemy's name is. It's not one of the main bosses that you have to worry about for specifically unlocking Torian in the base game, so I don't have the name memorized. So it's just a little shortcut I now am able to use. Ooh, it even transitions to music. Alright, so I'm about to go off and reinvestigate some stuff that doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna cut again. Okay, here we are. This is the right corner of the room. Turns out it's a door. It's the same room that we were just in. I just didn't think that the corner of the room would have an actual door in it. And it takes me a second to realize that you can't even access this door without the space jump, because like that jump's not possible to make. So it's a door that I didn't have access to before. So at this point, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's going to be no more cuts in this episode. After this point, it's just all exploration. And and for the most part, it's just getting a couple missile packs here and there. I don't think anything too complicated comes up that requires a lot of work. So I think at this point, unless something else piques my interest, I'm just gonna let the video run, and I'll just speed up the footage. So again, sorry about this. I'll try and be more careful in the future that I don't leave my mic muted. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'll just let it go for now. Okay, I just want to briefly say that this is a very neat room because you have the sand here that prevents you from just jumping straight up, but you can climb this room because it's set up where you can jump from side to side. Just wanted to say that's really neat, and I like how you utilize the sand to still like make us into a sort of like semi-interesting puzzle. Anyways, back to fast forwarding. Okay, so this room. Once I entered this room, I knew instantly that this was probably predicting a future boss is about to happen. Because this looks like the Torian area and we have music change. So, because it's closely, well, there's this, yeah, and then I see the save station that kind of puts the nail in the coffin that, yeah, this is the boss. This is where the boss Dragor is. Because that's the only boss left. Well, it's the boss of Meridia, and I expect the boss to be the same. And at this point, yes, I have recorded the next episode. I know it's Dragor. I hope I'm saying it right, because I couldn't actually remember the boss name offhand. I had to look it up. All I could remember was that it started with a D. So, I decided to leave that for the start of next episode and to then finish exploring the rest of the area, because I didn't think that there was much left. And turns out I was like sort of half-ish right. There was a little bit more to explore, but it did lead to like a place where I could end the episode. So I will let this continue on. So this room is an express elevator, the last one from Meridia. Yeah, this is what enables me to kind of end the episode because, like, for a brief moment, I was worried about going over. Of course, that's not an issue anymore, considering with all the skipping around and speeding up I'm doing, because I didn't remember to record my / didn't realize I was muted thing happened, so once I get back to the ship, I save and basically just end the episode, and shortly thereafter realize I have left myself muted, so I thought about possibly, like, redoing the episode, but like, at that point I wouldn't be blind anymore, and I just thought I should just basically accept my losses. So, this has been the Green Lighting Mr. T. I apologize for, well, what happened. And do I say aloha.